All right. Happy Wednesday to everybody. I'm back again. You know how it goes. Your boy Quanni is here for yet another wonderful Wednesday. I hope you guys had a great Christmas. Happy holidays. First thing is first. I always recap my week, but first thing is shout out to all the parents. We did our goddamn thing for Christmas this year. I saw a lot. I saw everything, and I'm just proud of y'all for making sure you got the job done without stressing too much. So shout out to y'all for that. I really appreciate the fact that I can see that we get to live another day to pay bills and pay bills. I hate bills. Anyway, this past week was pretty productive for me. I had a great weekend. Christmas was amazing. I did work all weekend, but nevertheless, my son actually came to work with me Friday evening. Um, and I will say that it was pretty cool to have him coming in with us. I'm not gonna lie. He actually came in. He hung out. There wasn't too much to worry about. Too many problems. They actually spoiled him. They spoiled my son the entire time he was there. So he got everything he wanted. Nobody told him no. So yeah, it was pretty cool for him. Other than that, he went home and he told me, he expects the fact that he can come to work with me every day now, and it's not the case. Told him that was an emergency situation. It was a one-time thing. It's not going to happen again. Maybe no time soon, at least, or hopefully not. But for the most part, the weekend was great. The kids enjoyed Christmas. They had a great time opening presents. Even though I had to work Sunday for Christmas, I was able to see them at least get them open, and we played around for a couple hours, and then sadly I had to make my way to work, but nonetheless, it was still great. And then yesterday and Monday were my off days, so I actually had them and my brother's kids, so we were a house full. So next time if that happens, if anybody wants to come and help out, let me know. I'd appreciate the assistance because whoo, that was rough. Those kids don't listen. They just don't listen. They don't listen to nobody. Um, Other than that, though, I will say that. Do you think I can be a good drummer? Of course you can. All you gotta do is put your mind to it, right? The more you do it, the easier it becomes, the easier it is for you. But I'm sure drumming is not hard once you get the hang of it. I would love to drum actually. I just never took the time to start. That's crazy because it'll go into what we're talking about today. But for the most part though, yeah, go for it. Go be a drummer, man. Like take practices, learn from YouTube. YouTube and the internet taught me everything I need to know. Taught me how to tie ties, how to change oil, how to change tires. Even taught me how to drop a stick shift. Part of that 1%. So I think it's all for it. Go for it. Deadman555. That's your name on there. Oh, okay. Well, I hopefully when you're a drummer, if that's your name, I'll look out for you so I can, be like, hey, you actually did it. You went through with it. You didn't procrastinate, which we'll talk about later today. But yeah, again, other than that, everything was great. Everything was good. I still have no complaints. Complaining doesn't fix anything. All it does is put you in another position to find another way to make it happen. That's all it really is doing for you. But man, do you guys realize it is the last show of the year? I didn't think about it until today when I came in. And the hosts from the show before, they were talking about it. And I'm like, dang, it is. It is the last show of the year. So that means I'm going to hold y'all accountable at the end of this show for a few things. And we'll get there. Not right now, in a second, in a second. Um, I guess what I really want to start off by doing is just reflecting on the year. Um, it didn't really come to me at first, but this has been man, this has been a year of growth for sure for me personally. This year I've managed to gain friends, lose friends, but the friends I've gained were valuable assets to my life. So it wasn't like I lost out on a liability, so to say. So I met some great people, some great friends. I was able to network a lot. I think this was really a year about me, and I'm proud to see that I made that shit happen. It was a tough year though, man. It was a lot of roller coasters, a lot of ups and downs. But 2022 overall, like I'm not complaining. I actually think it was a pretty productive year for me overall. There was a lot that I got out the way that I couldn't wait to do. I turned 30 this year, and my 30th birthday was literally like the best birthday I've ever had. And that's because I took care of that birthday for myself. I didn't wait on anybody else, I didn't let anybody hype me up for it. I made the plans, I made them well, and I executed perfectly. You know what I mean? So that was another thing to the fact that for the first time in my life, I was able to enjoy an entire birthday. an actual birthday. So I'm happy about that. There were no, listen, this year, um, like I said, it wasn't all about me here. So even for my birthday, like if I invite you and you didn't come, you just didn't come. I still had a fucking ball. You know what I mean? Regardless of the fact. And there were a lot of people that showed up. Shout out to them because that was back in June. But shout out to them that showed up for that. That was pretty cool. But it was really all about me. So if you didn't show up, I really didn't give a fuck because I did it for me. I went to karaoke for myself. I got drunk for myself. The suit though, man, that was definitely for me. I still like that outfit, man. That's a pretty dope suit. Still hanging in my closet. I'm gonna wear it again one of these days. Um, but this year was just it was a nice year in growth though altogether. Um, I learned how to approach a lot of situations effectively, like healthy, not in a bad way. I learned that I don't have to agree with everyone all the time. I learned that sometimes I'm going to have differences. Sometimes it's okay to agree to disagree. Also, sometimes it's fine to just like ignore somebody. Like, you don't really have to give anybody any interaction. You're not obligated to give access to yourself to anybody, right? So there's no real reason that you should if you don't want to. So this year just pretty much taught me that I am my own person. There's a lot of things in the world a lot of things in life that are going to hit me really, really hard. There are a lot of things that are going to affect me very bad in a negative way. But regardless of how they affect or how they are, it's about how I get back up to approach those situations. So when I run into an issue, I'm not complaining about it anymore. Now I'm trying to figure out how to resolve it. And if I can't resolve it in the first way of how I needed to do, what do Leah say? If at first you don't succeed, get yourself up, dust yourself off, and try again. That's all I keep doing. This year showed me that effort is the number one thing I need. All I need to do is try, and you'll never know what you can get and take care of when you just try. You never know what kind of goals you can accomplish. You never know what in life that you can finish if you just try. Try to do it. Remember, we didn't come out the womb walking, but we learned how. Shit. Then we start running. You see what I'm saying? And we use those legs to drive and pedal and bike and all that extra shit. So it was just I was very happy and I'm very satisfied with the way 2022 went. Um, Again, there were negatives that happened this year, but negatives come and go, right? They're always there. Negatives come with everything. But let's not focus on those. We focus on the positive because that's the only thing we can, look into to get some positivity from. Like nobody wants to sit on here and dwell over all the shit that went wrong this year because you'll sit up here and tell me that all of this went wrong. And I said, no, you had roadblocks to get over this year. You had challenges to overcome. Did you do it? Simple as that. Everyone had challenges to go overcome. We have them every year, every day. It's life. It's not about the challenge. It's about overcoming the challenge, to me at least. And again, all of these are my personal opinions and my personal opinions only. But I'm not afraid of a challenge. I'm not gonna back down because it's a challenge that I've seen that I don't know if I can beat right away. No, I'm gonna try. I never know until I try. Hey, let me tell you something. I played the game all my life. You know what I mean? And you can go get the number one 2K player, which I think is me anyway. But you can go get the number one paid 2K player like they do online in the gaming, and you can put him in the same room with me, and I'll tell you I'm gonna beat him. I won't know until I try. I know my skills. I know what I can do. So challenges it ain't really gonna affect me. I don't care about challenges. I eat those for breakfast. Ain't that what they say we're supposed to do? Wake up and challenge yourself the next day, every day. I don't want to challenge you to be better than nobody else, but be better than who you were yesterday, at least. You know what I mean? Every day you wake up, at least challenge yourself to be better than you were yesterday. Because I do that all the time. I challenge myself to be better than I was yesterday. Today I could have made a mistake to where I don't know. I just wouldn't take care of bills this week, so I got a bunch of late notices. And then next week you'll see that my bills are paid early because I got a bunch of late notices. You see what I'm saying? Like I learn and grow every day. I'm not going to be the same person, and I challenge myself to be better than I was yesterday. That's it. You know what I mean? If I tell myself to do 50 push-ups today, but only did 40, now tomorrow I need you to do 60. You got the other 10 you didn't make up for the day before. Just be better than you were. Do something, right? Try effort. Effort is all you can ask for. But I think a lot of us get confused because when we see effort, we think we're supposed to be perfect at it right away. And that's not the case. That's not the case. So if anything, I mean, most of y'all actually this year, because it was a pretty crazy year socially too. I don't understand what was going on this year, but it was a pretty crazy year. So here's another thing I want to say. When I say take care of you, stop letting all these opinions from everybody else, all these outside sources, stop letting that bother you and affect you. I just don't understand why we're still at the age of I'm 30. Some of y'all are at 30. Some of y'all are in y'all mid 20s, young 20s or early 20s. But why are we worried about what another person thinks about us? They don't pay our bills. They don't shit for us. They don't sleep for us. They don't work for us. Nothing. They don't do anything to benefit us. But we're worried about what they think and how they feel. Hmm. I don't know, man. I don't know. Just seems kind of weird to me. That's just me being me. Seems kind of weird to me. You all take that how you please and deal with it how you please. But to me, that's just kind of fishy. There's no way you should be worried about what another person thinks unless that's your spouse and you guys are living in the same household or, y'all are trying to work together on something. Then at that point, y'all can take each other's advice. But for the most part, the ones that are still looking for social media to give you approval of your life and, the social system or let me put it like this, society. If you're looking at society to give you confirmation that your life is okay, I don't know what to tell you, man. Society can't help you with all of that. Society cannot tell you if you are doing great or doing bad because you know what the thing about society is? Everybody's got a different opinion. There may be shared opinions, but everybody's got a different opinion. So I got called a nigga. What does that mean? I mean, who called that to you? Was I can't really tell you. Who, depending on who said it, you might want to ask them because if you know. Oh, you're white and they called you that. Maybe it was just a guy just speaking out of turn, maybe he's so used to saying it, he ended up just repeating it again. So hey, it is what it is. But again, I think in life every day, that's another thing. Like, don't worry about it. Ignore it. You know you're not one, right? You know you're not one. You're a white man, is what you're saying. So why worry about it? Don't. There's no need to be. Let it go. Lig it, Reggie. Let it go. Anyway, so I do want to, I've been kind of just rambling about that. But again, overall, I have a great week, great holiday, great Christmas. It's been amazing with the kids. It's been amazing in general. How many hoes do you got? Actually, none. And I'll talk about that in about 15 minutes if you want to give me some time to get to it. Um, so procrastination, right? Uh, it's huge, and I bring up procrastination because New Year's is coming up. The New Year is here, and normally everyone has these resolutions they want to give off, these resolutions they want to go for. So I do want to talk about New Year's, or procrastination. Sorry, we'll get to the New Year's part in a second, but I do want to talk about procrastination. So if you guys didn't know, there are actually, if I'm not mistaken, I seen this earlier. There are four different types of procrastinators. Okay, four different types. And these are the studies that I'm reading from is from accountability coaches. Okay. Accountability. I know some of y'all don't know what that word means, accountability, but it's accountability coaches. And they actually will go ahead and I'll talk about what they experienced through their study here. And this is just a quick introduction. As accountability coaches, we work with highly driven, accomplished entrepreneurs. Just in case you have any doubt, highly driven, accomplished people procrastinate too. You heard that? We've heard every excuse under the sun. Procrastination is a habit. And if you understand how it shows up for you, you can replace it with a better one. Here are two client examples. So, Brian called into his weekly accountability call one morning, exhausted and disappointed. He had gotten everything he committed to done, but he'd stayed up all night to do it. Although this habit worked well when he was single and doing contract work on his own schedule, now as a successful consultant, husband, and father, he was ready to make a change, right? Which means, hey, he made it work. He made it work. He had to see things are different. Life is different. You got to change that up. Our client Melinda is at the top of her game, accomplished and the CEO, or accomplished, polished, and the CEO of a successful marketing company. While she would never claim the title of procrastinator, she had shiny object syndrome and couldn't finish a project without starting a new one. How can highly driven and accomplished people still be such procrastinators? Let's be real. We can all fall into this trap. As accountability coaches, we've learned that what works for Brian doesn't necessarily work for Melinda. So what works for one person doesn't work for the next. And in our experience, everyone has a favorite avoidance or archetype. The key to defeating delay is figuring out which group you fall into so you can break out of your holding pattern and get the project done early for once. I like that. I like that. I like that. So now here's a breakdown of the procrastination personality types and how to retrain your brain to finally get any dreaded task done. Okay. So the first thing is the performer who says, I work well under pressure. Has anybody? I used to be like that actually. Most of these categories I used to place myself in, depending on the situation or project. I used to be a huge procrastinator. Not saying I'm not a procrastinator anymore. I'm just not a huge one anymore. So I do I do still have work to do. You know what I mean? I'll be honest about that, but I can at least admit to it. So the performer who says, I work well under pressure, just to give you guys a little short example, this procrastinator forces themselves to focus by shrinking the time they have to tackle a task. For many of our clients, the real reason behind this is perfectionism. If you're right on time, there's no way the task can be done to your unreasonably high standards anyway, right? For others, the issue is simply falling back into the old patterns and beliefs that we have about our 11th hour saves. No matter what, being in the habit of putting pressure on yourself is not sustainable. So it may work, but for how long, right? You don't want to procrastinate that way all the time. Even though you may get the job done, sometimes you may need that little extra room to breathe. So it might be a better job to get it done early. Your biggest challenge is actually getting started. And your solution to that is flip the script and set a start date. When you focus on when you're going to begin a task and not when you hope to end it, you'll take a tremendous amount of pressure off of yourself. Because again, why are you putting that much pressure on yourself to try and what do you call it? To try and get the work done by procrastinating all the time. I think a lot of us do it more so with maybe the small things, right? Maybe it'd be something like a school paper is due. And we know that normally when we sit there and try to think, we cannot write. But if we put ourselves on a 4 hour crunch or the night before, then most likely we'll be able to get that paper done in 2 hours max, right? Get it done. But what if we didn't wait till the last day or last minute because we want to do it that way? What if we started at a certain date and we went ahead to start doing research to give us some proper material that we can attack that right away, right? Instead of waiting five days, 7 days, 2 days down the line, why not get it done the next day you hear about it? So basically, if you have that procrastination type, the one who says, I work well under pressure, we know pressures makes diamonds. But sometimes we're not looking for a diamond. We're looking for a resolution. Okay. Procrastinating is not going to help you get there because I'm pretty sure we've all missed at least one project due to the fact that we said we work well under pressure. Right. Hey, if you don't want to admit to it, you don't got to admit to it. But again, we started off this thing talking about accountability. So I'm going to be accountable throughout the entire thing. I know I used to be like that. And sometimes I still am. You know, I'm better at it, but I'm still not perfect to where the point I don't do it anymore. It still happens. But I know I've been there before for sure. The next one is the self deprecator who says, I am so lazy right now. And this procrastinator is the opposite of lazy. So when they don't do something, they are extra hard on themselves. They are extra hard on themselves. We see this a lot with our miracle clients. They tend to blame inaction on laziness or stubbornness rather than admit they are tired. What they really need is to be more compassionate with themselves. So, you know what your biggest issue is as that type of procrastinator? Taking a break. We already know you're gonna say you don't have time to rest. We know you're gonna say, "Oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this." How you gonna do all of that when you're tired? Where is it gonna come from? You need some kind of energy to do it. And if your energy isn't all the way there, how can you know you did it right? Okay. Your solution is recharge. Try taking a walk to give yourself space and to begin to rebuild your energy. So stop trying to sit up there and give all your energy away because you have it to give. Because I'll tell you right now, that one right there, oh man, listen, let's put it like this. Every week I have to come do my show, right? So every week I make sure I have a topic to talk about. I do. I make sure I have one. But other things like, and it's really the small things, y'all, but this is just a small example that I got to give y'all because I have to talk about it. The other thing is like this when it comes to me being a father, right? I think that no matter what, there's always something better that I can do, right? No matter what, there's always something better I can do. And when everybody says, you know, I'll get off work at 11 o'clock and 11:30, and the first thing I'm saying is, let me call and see if my kids are up so I can go get them. I can spend some time with them in the morning. And they're like, rest, take some time off, and I'm like, I can't, man. Like I work 11 hours a day sometimes. Like I want to see the kids. I don't get to see them every single day, so I want to see them as much as I can. Like I always give excuses as to why I can't take a break and relax. This week at work, I did my normal 40 hours of work. I didn't do anything over, anything extra, nothing. And you know what's so crazy about that? I thought it was going to be the hardest thing to ever do. is to sit up there and take a break and relax instead of trying to overwork myself. And I am so happy I took that little break. I mean, it's still 40 hours of work, but it was just refreshing to be able to do your normal shifts and then go home. No extra hours, no long days, no long nights. It was pretty cool. I got a lot more done throughout the day. It was just nice to have that small break gave me even more time and more availability to do stuff I've been meaning to do or needed to do. So again, don't be afraid to recharge. Don't be afraid to take a break or take a walk or just to give yourself some time to rebuild because your energy is not limitless. We know that. We know that now. We're all humans and none of us is perfect. So it's okay. I like this one here because I used to, man, this one was personal to me because I used to I used to always book multiple things in one night and I used to have to go to each one. I used to be so tired of that. It used to be so irritating. The overbooker who says I'm so busy. And again, I used to be there, right? And I'm not saying that I didn't grow from it, but I used to be there. So don't be afraid to just be like, don't be afraid to recognize this as you and take the way that you can resolve it and be a better person instead of procrastinating. I don't want to say be a better procrastinator, but to be less of a procrastinator. Because saying being better procrastinator, you might as well just put your phone down and not even finish watching the show. But don't do that. Keep your screens on and tune in. Now, this procrastinator is a pro at filling up their calendar and is often overwhelmed. I'm so busy is probably the excuse that we hear most often. Interestingly, some of the busiest people we work with get the most done. When busyness comes up as an excuse for not doing something, it's usually an indication of avoidance. Rather than facing a challenge head on or admitting they don't want to do something, it's easier to place the blame on having other important things to do. You know why I love that? Because when my son was first born, and this was in 2016, when my son was first born, um, I was one of those dads that used to feel like it didn't matter how much time I spent with my son, because as long as I'm providing and paying for whatever he needs, that's all that should matter, right? So I would always feel like that was my way of I'm doing okay as a dad. I'm doing okay as a dad. And then shortly after, I started, how do I say this? I started using the excuse that I had to work all the time, or I have to come do the show, or I've got this event to go to, or that event to go to. I start saying how I'm so busy rather than sitting up there and realizing, like, dude, you can clear up some of this stuff. You can take advantage of your life and actually get it done and spend time with your seed. Like, that's not more important than what you have right here in front of you. So with that one, it's like, how do I say it? Yeah, I kept trying to create additional, I don't know, work to avoid having to take care of my main responsibility, right? And that was then. Like, I'm not afraid to admit this to you guys because I grow every day. I'm happy that I've grown from that. You know, so now, like, I don't have to be using the excuse of, oh, I work here, I work there. Now it's okay, well, I work till 11, but when I get off, I'll come get the kids. Oh, hey, I got to be to work at 11 tomorrow, but I'll drop them off at 10. That way I can still spend time with the kids. Oh, hey, I got an event Friday night at 8, but I'll go there for an hour, then come and grip the kids at 9. That way I'll still spend time with the kids. I no longer make it a reason to avoid anything by giving up that I'm too busy excuse. Now I make time for what needs to happen. Again, I've been there before. I've been the one to say I'm busy all the time. Hey, you know what? I got to go to this friend's house. I used to, before I had kids, I used to go out partying all the time, and every weekend somebody would invite me somewhere else. So let's say if you got a party on Friday, and then Anthony got a party on Friday, and Tanya got a party on Friday, I'll be at each party for about an hour to an hour and a half before I just go home for the night and call it a day. But I'll keep my word to go to every single one. But look at how overwhelmed I was with everything. I couldn't even enjoy myself because I have to make sure I got to go to the next event. It was just a lot going on. It wasn't really worth it. But again, your biggest challenge with this type of procrastinating is creating chaos to avoid facing what you know you need to face right now. Typically, this is not a task. So that's your biggest challenge, is to stop trying to create chaos. And your solution to doing that is take a moment of introspection. Ask yourself, what am I really avoiding? I just said that. What is it really? What am I really doing? Like, come on now, what's really going on? Because this is not the way. That's not how it is. That's not how it goes. So I definitely need to understand what's going on there. And then the next one is going to be about the novelty seeker who says, I just had the best idea. I think a lot of you will be able to resonate with this one more. If you could not see yourself in any of the previous three, I think this is going to be one that you are in or have been before. Now, again, you don't have to continue to be a procrastinator, right? If this is something that was happening in the past, like be happy to speak up on the fact that you've grown from that you've learned and you've matured from that. Be happy to say that. It doesn't have to be a burden anymore. Like you've grown from it. The only reason you should be scared of it is if you're still in that same pattern. Don't want to be there, do you? The novelty seeker who says, I just had the best idea. Now, this procrastinator has a terminal case of shiny object syndrome. They're constantly coming up with new projects to take on and then getting bored with them a week later. They're intrigued by the latest trend and will be quick to implement but not follow through. Hmm. Can y'all relate a little bit? Can anybody? I definitely can. I definitely can, for sure, for sure. They are great at making decisions and taking action. However, they end up inadvertently losing a lot of time and burning out because they don't take consistent action in one direction long enough to see results. Many of our entrepreneurial clients fit into this category. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't even have to say it. I knew it. I knew it. I freaking knew it. And I heavily fall into this category right now. Heavily heavily fall into this category right now. There's so many things I want to try and do, but if I can just stay consistent with pushing through one of them, I'll be good to go. I'll have it up and running. I heard somebody say the other day that gave me the great motivation I need is when you're doing a business or you're doing something in general in life, you need to focus on that one thing first. Let that elevate and grow. Let that get you to a status to where then you can venture off into other things you want to do. And I loved hearing that, which is gave me the motivation to talk about this today on the show. Again, our biggest challenge with that one is completion. My biggest challenge with that one is completion. I'm not going to be afraid to admit this one. The solution is make it stick. Literally, write it down, write down new ideas or projects on a sticky note, but don't pursue them until you finish what you are currently working on. What? What? So basically, again, you have four types of procrastinators, and that last one, that's going to outweigh more than the other ones to me for sure, for sure. So the number four is the novelty seeker who says, "I just had the best idea," and that's just the person that idea after idea, but they never finish anything. They never complete any task they're speaking on. They always kind of just, I'm gonna go to the next thing before I finish the last, and then they never finish the last. Then you got the overbooker who says, I'm so busy because they're so busy trying to book everything else over exactly what matters and what needs to be done. They want to procrastinate about it by saying they have other things to do. When in all reality, they can take a break and get that going. Or the ones that say, I'm so lazy right now. Again, take a break, relax, rebuild that energy. You'll be good to go. And then you have the number one is the performer who says, I work well under pressure. We know pressure make diamonds. But you're not my baby mama, so why are you trying to be a diamond? That's her name. It was just a quick joke. I thought y'all would laugh at. I did. Anyway, that right there was just something I did want to talk about is procrastination because, man, procrastinating is huge. It is huge, 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 right? And there's one easy way to avoid procrastination. Work on it one day at a time. Work on the smallest thing. Try to identify the type of procrastinator you are. Once you try to identify what kind of procrastinator you are, try working on a solution. Try working on where you can go or what you can do to get things taken care of or how you can be better for yourself. If you want to know where I got that one from, I got that one there from the Business Insider. And the Business Insider is where I read that article from. And again, it's that was from Ali Schiller and Marissa Balsvert is who wrote that article. Okay. And they give you the four different types of procrastinators. Four different types. We do an overall four. I brought that up because New Year's is about what? 3 days away, 4 days away. And the one thing we all do on New Year's is create resolutions. Everyone creates a New Year's resolution on where they want to be, how they want to be, what so on and so forth. There's always some kind of resolution that everyone has. And now that we've identified the types of procrastinators, and now that we know that we have New Year's coming up with these resolutions, what are y'all going to do to resolve? What are y'all going to do to actually continue with those? Because I'll tell you right now, I had at least one New Year's resolution this year. Well, two. I know one of them was to stop drinking so much, which I did. Actually, surprisingly, shockingly, I did. I was so shocked at that. Um, and the other one, I can't remember even what it was. Can't even remember. Can't even begin to remember. Maybe I'll go to Facebook in a few days and it'll remind me of what my resolutions were, but I can't tell you. So right now, right here, I'm going to give you all my New Year's resolutions. and we can all hold me accountable next week. Ask me, did I start? The week after, the week after. You know what I mean? Just to see how that goes with procrastinating over them. But I'll give you all my New Year's resolutions. I'll tell you now, one of them I cannot work on until January 27th or 28th. That's when I get out of Facebook jail. Can't do it. Because now, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you guys have ever been through it, once you get so many account restricted from Facebook and you have Instagram tied into your Facebook account, they block you on all social medias, right? So if I go through, like, there's a way around it with Instagram, which is pretty cool. As long as I post it from TikTok, it'll still post to my IG feed. But I don't know about my story. I have to try that later. But it works that way. Anyway, back to my resolutions. My first resolution is going to be to work out more. My doctor has told me, like, I just need to, you know what I mean? It's not a bad thing. Nothing bad is going on in my life. Like, there's nothing health wise that's going to require me to, die if I don't work out. But I'm at that age where I need to start doing it more than just, the average walking around once a day or something. Like, I got to start actually working out, going to the gym. So that's my first New Year's resolution, is to work out more. So next week, y'all should be like, you got a gym membership? You know what I mean? You got anything going on? So, hey, the next one is going to be posting to social media more. Um, I procrastinate all the time when it comes to posting on social media. And it's because every time, and again, it's no excuse. I still need to work on it. But I'm in Facebook jail so much that it's hard to keep up with the fact of posting. But I can't say that because when I'm out, I should still be doing it, right? So my New Year's resolution when I'm is to post more to social media. And also, it's crazy because one of my New Year's resolution is to stay out of Facebook jail this year, so that I can honor my other New Year's resolution to post more and to keep everyone more updated about the show and everything I have going on. Because, like, right now, like, there's a lot of things that happen on the back end, but I'm always in Facebook jail. So when I try to post or talk about it, it's already when it's over, when it's already happened and the deal is done. So it's kind of like, oh man, whatever. And mind you, they block every page now. They block my Talk is Cheap page. They block my Quan Facebook jail page and my Marquand Thomas. They block them all. They don't give me any leeway anymore. So I'm definitely blocked on all of that. And my last one New Year's resolution is, honestly, this is one for everybody to hold me accountable on, to just stay more consistent in everything I do. I did a great job at it this year for the most part, so I want to continue that on the next year. But those are my New Year's resolutions: to work out more, to start posting more and be more consistent on Facebook and social media for you guys, and to stay out of Facebook jail. Be more consistent in the things I do this year. Um, I'm pretty sure I can get those out down packed. And I'm gonna tell y'all now, working out is gonna go to like maybe once or twice a week at first. And then once I get my body used to it, then I can up it to maybe 3 days a week, 4 days a week, like recommended, right? But I'm gonna tell you now, it's not gonna be 3, 4 days off the bat. No, I'm gonna get myself up there slowly but surely. Um, but yeah, I hope you all hold y'all New Year's resolutions. I hope you guys actually keep them, and take care of them, and be accountable to them. Because next week I'm going to ask if anybody has actually started their New Year resolutions. And I know those looks are going to be, or those faces are going to be on that camera looking like, sorry, Quanni, I ain't get to it yet. Well, that'll be my reminder to get to it right there. That'll be my reminder for sure, for sure. Next, you know what? We'll leave that where it is, where it be. Hopefully, we all will no longer procrastinate. Hopefully, you all have some great New Year's resolutions as well. I don't really have a lot of major ones that I want to work on personally, because I work on myself every day personally. But for the new year, there's a couple things where I do want to work on and actually just get it taken care of, and that's one of them. So for sure. But the next topic for us today, actually, this is like, I'm only talking about this because I was asked to give an input on the topic, and I'm going to give my input and how I feel about the topic, because it's just my input. Um, I know I talk a lot about couples, about partnerships and being there for each other and helping each other and this and that, but dating. They asked me like my advice on dating. First of all, before I even say that, before I even get into this part here, um, for those of you that have questions, because I know you see that I have a new kid on the way. Quanni Jr. will be here in June, coming soon to a world near you. I can't wait for my boy to be here. So recently we did take pictures and stuff. And there was 2 sets of family pictures. One was just me and my kids and their mom and her mom. And then the other one was my mom and all her grandkids and everybody else in the family. But to all I was asking about why my kid's mom is in the pictures, mind your business. You not my woman. You're not trying to be with me. You don't need to be trying to be with me. Mind your business. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you at all. So don't worry about it. All of those people that's asking, even to do everybody asking about it, mind your business. Mind the business that pays you, because I don't pay you, and I know she don't pay you, or at least not to my knowledge that it is that she don't pay you. So mind the business that pays you. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? We took family pictures. We took Christmas pictures. All you need to know at the end of the day. Now on to the next subject is dating. I don't understand the big issue or the big woe about dating these days, right? Dating is not very beneficial to either party right now. And I say that because, there's a huge amount of women that don't know how to be accountable. There's some men that don't know how to be accountable. But the biggest thing is nobody wants to be honest with each other. We are in a generation where dating is a sport. And when I say a sport, it's like whack-a-mole, skee ball, something easy to get into, right? Um, Nobody wants to be honest. Nobody wants to communicate. Nobody wants to work things out. Everybody wants to cheat. Everybody wants to, whatever the case may be, they don't want to be there for each other. So, with that being said, um, why worry about it? You know what I mean? Like, why is everybody still so concerned about the whole dating thing? Like, I feel like if we all just worried about taking care of us, we don't have to worry about dating. We don't have to worry about being in that position. I mean, the more you try to focus on being with somebody else, you take away from the fact of your own growth. And I say that to say, like, you'll never know who you run into. Just worry about you. Take care of yourself. There's so much going on these days. You got dudes out here being down low. You got women out here giving out diseases without telling nobody. Like, you got so much going on to the point where dating is almost life effective. And I say that because I think it can actually cost you your life to date now. Like, we've gotten to a point where everyone is so focused on the word dating itself, they forget what it entails, what all comes with dating, like, and then you're all looking at this perfect relationship from social media, like this perfect life, this perfect partner, this perfect story. And that's not how relationships work. That's not how marriages work, how marriages last. That's not how love lasts. What lasts is effort. The fact that you want to be with each other, the fact that you want to try to make things work, the fact that you are learning each other inside and out. But some of you are so focused on the outside of a person, a shell of them, that when you get to actually try to see who they are, because it's not the person you first met, you create a whole 360. Um, you got some men out here that are giving off the whole idea of, I'm this guy, I'm the man, and you know what I mean? I've got all of this going on, and they really ain't shit. You got these guys that are pretending to be perfect gentlemen, and they worse than actual dogs. They just fuck on anything moving. You got women out here manipulating they situations to make it better for them, not being honest about what they got going on. Because believe it or not, man, I know men do it all the time where they say they got these women where they don't know they're in a relationship, but it's these women have these men, and y'all are having these other men like in these horrible predicaments because you just can't be honest. These men are ready to kill another man because you didn't tell them, or they didn't know that you had another man going on. And let me explain what I'm trying to say, because I know it sounds a little confusing. But there's A and B. A is the boy, B, or A is the girl, B is the boy, right? Now A has a side piece, which we're gonna call C, that she never told that she had, but she never told C that he's a side piece. C thinks he's the main man. So when C and B run into each other over some crazy incident, now they tripping with each other because they both thinking that's their girl, right? And now you're in a situation of it's a do or die, because some of these men will kill another man over you, over these women. Like, some men are that strung out over y'all where they'll kill another man, no problem. Um, and then you have where it's like, where it's to the point where all I'm saying is you have to be very, very careful these days. There are a lot of men that do it to women, and women, like, they always get into a fight. And sometimes it can turn deadly, with that situation too. Because you got some of these women out here running other girls over, running other women over, and it's like, man, all of this because of old boy. Like, what? And I always told myself that if I wanted to be just like the average man and just cheat and just, have my way and do whatever I wanted to do, I'd do it effortlessly. I'd never get caught. Never get caught at all. It's too easy to do it. It's way too easy. The biggest issue you'll always run into is the feelings. Y'all always get y'all feelings involved, and that's where I messed it up at. But do you see how even that is crazy to say? If I'm in a generation of society where I got to tell you that I can cheat easily and it'll be easier to do than just maintain a relationship, maybe we shouldn't be in one, right? Maybe it shouldn't be there. But I am saying if there was a case, it'd be easy to, but I don't choose. I choose not to because I don't want to. I don't care to. I'm not trying to be out here making the dating world look like, oh, dating goals. When I'm bored of you, I go to the next person. Because let's be real. How many times have we all dated out here? And because the one person didn't work out, we immediately went to the next person to try it out. A lot of us, right? But do you know what that is doing? Where did you heal? When did you heal? When did you have time to sit down and reevaluate the situation you in and say, hey, I was dealing with this person and now there's somebody else there, but it's some old habits I need to drop or some feelings I need to handle first before I move on to this next person and fuck their life up. I think we're also worried about ourselves. That's what I'm trying to get to. When it comes to dating, we are always so worried about ourselves that we should take that into accountability when we're single. You can worry about you and how you're going to feel when a relationship ends, or if it's over, or if it ends at a surprisingly fast rate for no reason, or if it ends because some crazy things happen last minute. Whatever the case may be, if it ends crazy enough, you still worried about the fact of how you feeling. You still like, dang, I can't believe this, I can't believe that. Okay, cool. So do that while you're single. Worry about yourself, what you can resolve, what you can take care of, what you can handle, what you can't handle, what you most importantly, what you can grow from. If you ask anybody that's ever been around me, whether it's dating or in life, I've never taken an L. I've had lessons, but I've never taken a loss. I've had plenty of lessons that I've learned from, but I've never taken a loss. That's perspective. Many of you will look at it as, man, all them L's, all them losses. No, I learned. I learned from everything. If I didn't, I wouldn't be the man sitting here in front of you being able to have this conversation with you today. Man, 2, 3 years ago, didn't even know if I could sit on here and talk to y'all for an hour straight just to have these conversations. 2, 3 years ago, I had doubt that I could last 20, 25 minutes because I talk so fast and I try to get to the point. But look at me now. I'm here. Sorry, I got off topic. Topic. But my thing about it is like, what's so special about dating? You are fighting for a position that somebody will be willing to give away to somebody else in a heartbeat if they did one thing, one little thing better than you. You could have done a million things great, but there's one of those million things that they do better and they'll leave you for them. No, really, seriously. If y'all don't believe me, you know, I'm look at the world, look at society. That's just how it is. So if you can really answer me and tell me what's so special about dating, I'd like to know. I don't see it as an option at the moment. I honestly just feel like there's no point in me to be worried about dating. I just sit back and enjoy my life. Like I've been living life pretty cool, not having to worry about being with anybody. I tried dating again this year. Look what happened. It failed miserably. Right? It failed. I tried again. I tried it. I'm not saying I won't in the future, but for right now, the way society is, you can't you can't date unless you find somebody that's healthy enough to date. Honestly, they have to be healthy enough to date. And don't say that as in like you're not healthy and you're trying to date. You got to be healthy too. You both have to be healthy enough to be able to date because right now in today's society, everyone's holding on to old wounds, old scars, old trauma that they won't let go of. And a lot of people are trauma bonding rather than actually bonding. And that's why you see people getting together and being together for 4 or 5 months, 6 months, and then 9 months later they breaking up because it's like, well, that trauma we bonded over is dealt with. It's over. It's not there anymore. Um, that's just how I feel though. Like whatever the case may be, like I'm just gonna chill and I'm gonna be me. Like whatever bring or comes to my door comes to my door. But I'm not looking for anything. I don't care to make anything work. I don't care to be, you know, in and out of everybody's inbox trying to get, let's go out to eat, let's go see a movie, come and hang out. I don't care for all of that. You know what I mean? I really don't. Um, I am so well equipped to handle all of my personal issues that anytime I feel like what do they call it? Temptation. Anytime they feel like temptation arises, I'll find something to do. I'll find something productive. Like, why do y'all think I spend so much time with my kids, so much time at work? Because I don't care to be in the streets or to be out there dating or be on this dating app. That I don't care to do all of that. Like, it is what it is, man. Things happen. Like, it is what it is. um, Having fun, I mean, hey, have fun, but be honest with people. Let them know, like, hey, I'm not trying to date. I'm just chilling. It ain't nothing personal. Ain't nothing you did wrong. Ain't nothing with me either. I just don't want to put myself through that right now. Let me be real. And fellas, y'all be so worried. Let me tell you something, fellas, real quick. Let me act like I'm taking off my glasses because y'all got to hear this. Y'all are so scared to tell the truth that you feel like you can't get the cookie or put your hand in the cookie jar that you're going to lie about what you got going on. But I will tell you right now firsthand, that is not the case. Honesty is the best policy. When you are honest in what you got going on and honest in the way you move, that woman that you're trying to sleep with or fuck on, she got respect for you for being so real and honest about it. Because I'm telling you right now, if you come out, if I feel like, let's just say I get a rush one day and I feel like I wanted to swing away and I wanted to, dip into something. You know what I mean? Just take a little nice nighttime swim. I'm letting you know I got a kid on the way. I'm going to let you know all the details about my life because I need you to understand, like, this is just what it is. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be, disrespectful, but I want to be honest so that way we have a clear understanding of what's going on or what the situation is. And again, all of this dating, like, it ain't got to be to the point where it's something wrong with you or them. You could just have your mindset to where dating is toxic. I consider the dating pool toxic, very toxic. They say it's got pee in it. It ain't got pee in it. It's got toxins in it. It's a very toxic dating pool. And I'd rather stay away for now. You know what I mean? Honestly, I'd rather stay away. You got men out here. Listen, you got men out here on down low. Like, these dudes y'all be thinking be out here, man. Man, and the internet don't play. The internet will find out what you got going on. Like, the internet is gonna bring you to your knees when it comes to the shit like that. So you got shit to where you got men that's down low. You got women that ain't telling people they men, like whatever the case may be. You got, trans people not being honest about their gender. Like, it's just a lot to it where some people won't understand. Like, me personally, I don't even want to sleep with you or mess with you if I don't know you personally. Like, I ain't grew up with you or know you personally, or if you ain't got no kids. I just won't do it. I'm sorry. I don't want to take that chance of being fooled and manipulated because let's say I do have fall into that one time and there's somebody that's really a man like me and I end up killing that person because they play with my feelings and emotions like that. Yeah, you're right. I probably shouldn't have killed him, but you don't play with nobody like that. That's serious. That's crazy. So in that situation, like, to avoid it, I'd rather just take myself out of that predicament. But there's so many things in the dating today's that's just, it's scary. You got married people being single. You got single people acting like they really ain't single, but they is. There's too much. Again, the dating pool's got nothing but toxins in it. And because of that, I'm staying away. I don't want to date. Catch me at the jacuzzi. I'm not in a dating pool. I'm in a jacuzzi. I'm just chilling, hanging out, just trying here for a cool time. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You know what I mean? Honestly. Um, but that's up to y'all. That's up to y'all. But again, if you ain't, don't worry about what I'm doing. I don't have a woman. So don't worry about what I'm doing. Don't worry about what I got going on. Don't worry about who in pictures. Don't worry about none of that. It ain't your business. Mind yours. Mind the business that pays you. That's all I can say about that. Cause I'm gonna be real, man. Some of y'all just don't be getting it, and I ain't gonna cuss you out. I'm gonna just let you get in your feelings, cause obviously it's affecting you more than it's affecting me. Cause I'm good. I'm golden over here. You know what I mean? I don't have that many problems to worry about because of the fact of how you think or how you feel. It don't make me eat, sleep, or shit. So I just want to be honest about that. Man, I always see this Tom and I'll be like, hey, you just be talking, don't you? That boy be out there talking, don't he? So overall today, man, I just want to tell y'all again, shout out to all the parents. We did our thing. Shout out to everybody for the holiday season, for Christmas. Y'all did amazing. We all did amazing. Um, Again, these New Year's resolutions, once they come in, let's work on them. Let's knock them out the park. Let's get them and beat them down. You know what I mean? Procrastinating is easy to do. Let's actually put some work in. I just told y'all that, I'm a big procrastinator on some things and I'm here to go with y'all. So let's do it together. Accountability goes a long way. If y'all feel like I'm slacking on it, don't be afraid to call me out. Again, man, I said I'm going to do it on the social media, but don't forget I'm in Facebook jail for all of the beginning of the year, man. I ain't going to be out of jail till damn near February 1st. So my New Year's resolution for that one may not start till the 1st of February. I'm just giving y'all a heads up now. Okay. I'm just saying. But let's knock them out the park. Let's do this damn thing. Let's make 2023 a great year. I know my son coming next year, so I know it's going to be a great year. You know what I mean? But for y'all, I think procrastinating, we can get that out the way. Dating, again, man, if you got other things to worry about other than dating, man, worry about that. Dating is just something that should be in the back of everybody's head right now. I feel like that because of the way the dating pool is. And again, these are my opinions and my opinions alone. So if you don't agree, you ain't gotta agree. You ain't gotta comment or like either, but it is what it is. That's just what I'm gonna say. Um, take care of yourselves, man. We got New Year's coming up. I want everybody to be safe. Please be safe out there. No drunk driving. No delusional, thinking not don't be delusional thinking that, you're the best drunk driver on this side of the Mississippi. Just don't. Don't do it. The buses give you free rides. Uber and Lyft, I think, do free rides at night. You got AAA to do. They tow your car home for you. Like, don't be that person. You know what I mean? Have fun and enjoy it in a healthy way. But I won't see y'all again until next year. You know what I mean? That's actually, I waited to say that all week. I won't see you guys until next year. But when I do see y'all next year, it's going to be great to see you again, of course, for another wonderful week. Until then, reach out to me. Now, I can respond to messages and DMs on most of those applications. But to reach out to me, Facebook is just Marquan Thomas, MarQuanThomas, or Quan, Facebook Jail Thomas, and Talk is Cheap 7, or Talk is Cheap, which is IZ, not IS for the is part. And then you have Instagram, which is just Quanni, Talk is Cheap 702, and Quanni 702, as well as Twitter, Quanni 702, just Quanni, and Talk is Cheap 702. Now, when you're doing just Quanni, remember it's two S's, two N's, one I, no E. So JUSSQUANNI, just Quanni, you feel me? And you can catch me every Wednesday on the hottest radio station on the planet. And it's going to be hot 702.5 FM. Don't forget that point for sure, for sure. But again, I appreciate y'all for letting me come out here and talk to y'all like I do so well every week. Peace, love, and hair grease. I'll catch y'all next week, man, or next year. And again, those resolutions, I will be checking in.